Welcome to the Explainer. So, picture this. You've just dumped a massive, incredibly expensive dose of chlorine into your backyard pool. You feel pretty good about it, right? But then you go out to test the water a few hours later, and boom, it's completely vanished. It is literally one of the most frustrating things ever. Well, today, we're going to unlock the mystery behind this vanishing act by exploring something we call the sunscreen paradox.
Seriously, why does your pool keep eating all that chlorine on a sunny day? Man, it is the ultimate pool owner's headache, isn't it? It completely ruins your weekend swimming plans, leaves your water looking cloudy, and absolutely drains your wallet as you're lugging home bucket after bucket of sanitizer just trying to keep up. But here's the thing. The answer isn't just mindlessly throwing more chlorine at the problem. To actually fix this, we have to understand a very specific, kind of sneaky chemical interaction.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, Chlorine's Invisible Sunscreen. Let me formally introduce you to the main character of our story today, cyanuric acid, or just CYA for short. It's a mild acid that acts as a chemical stabilizer. Basically, I want you to think of it as a microscopic bodyguard for your pool water. It forms this temporary, highly protective bond with your free chlorine molecules, effectively shielding them from the sun's harsh ultraviolet rays. And let me tell you, this bodyguard is absolutely crucial. Because without this chemical sunscreen in your water, the sun's UV rays can destroy up to 90% of your free chlorine in just 2 hours. No way you can keep a pool clean at that burn rate.
So to make this work, there is a very direct mathematical relationship you absolutely need to remember. It's called the 7.5% rule. For your chlorine to actually be an effective sanitizer, your free chlorine level needs to sit at roughly 7.5% of your total CYA level. So putting that into perspective, if your CYA is at 40 parts per million, you need about 3 parts per million of free chlorine to get the job done. Oh, and by the way, indoor pools, they skip this whole shebang entirely. Since they aren't exposed to direct sunlight, there's absolutely zero benefit to adding CYA.
Moving right along to Section 2, the overstabilization trap. Now you might be thinking, hey, if a little CYA is good, a massive amount must be amazing, right? Well, hold on. Our chemical hero is actually a massive double-edged sword. There are definitely ideal safe zones. You want about 30 to 50 parts per million for a standard outdoor pool, and roughly 60 to 80 parts per million if you're running a saltwater pool with a generator. But once you cross over into that 100-plus danger zone, watch out. That's when the chemical essentially turns around and handcuffs your chlorine.
We actually have a name for that handcuffing effect: chlorine lock. Once you get over 100 parts per million of cyanuric acid, disinfection completely ceases. And I mean it stops entirely, no matter how much chlorine you dump in. You might dip a test strip into your pool, see the chlorine is technically present, and scratch your head. But because that CYA level is so incredibly high, the chlorine is completely locked up. It's totally unavailable to kill bacteria or clear up your cloudy water. It's just stuck.
And to prove just how much more isn't better when it comes to this stuff, I want you to think about the number 15. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention actually lowered their acceptable CYA limits down to just 15 parts per million when dealing with high-risk fecal incidents in public pools. Yeah, gross, I know. But they discovered that higher levels of CYA severely limit chlorine's ability to kill really dangerous chlorine-resistant parasites like Cryptosporidium. So the CDC capped it at 15 just to guarantee the chlorine could actually do its job in a serious emergency.
This fact from our sources brilliantly illustrates exactly why you have to be so careful. It says, the amount of time it takes chlorine to kill Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which is the bacteria that causes hot tub itch, can be as much as 100 times as long when even moderate CYA is present. 100 times! This is exactly why you should never, ever use cyanuric acid or stabilized chlorine in hot tubs or spas. The slowdown in killing power is just way too dangerous in a warm water environment.
All right, let's jump into Section 3, raising CYA the right way.
So, now that we thoroughly understand the stakes, I want to empower you with the exact toolkit to safely fix your water if your stabilizer levels drop too low. The absolute safest approach is called the sock method. First, grab a regular sock or a skimmer sock and fill it with your granular CYA. Step 2, tie it to a telescopic pole right in front of a return jet in your pool. Finally, after about half an hour, give it a good squeeze to help it dissolve. Why go through all this trouble? Well, you should never ever scatter dry CYA directly into the pool. It dissolves incredibly slowly, and if those granules just sit on the bottom, they're going to corrode your pool surface and cause permanent staining. You also need to know there's some actual precise math involved in dosing your pool. For instance, raising a 10,000-gallon pool by 10 parts per million takes exactly 13 ounces of granular stabilizer.
You definitely want to follow this carefully so you don't overshoot your target. Oh, and a quick reality check. You know those common internet home remedies claiming you can just add baking soda? Yeah, that does absolutely nothing for CYA. Baking soda raises alkalinity, not stabilizer. Literally, only cyanuric acid raises cyanuric acid.
But wait, you might be thinking, what about those super convenient floating chlorine tablets? Well, that brings us to the trichlor trap. For every 1 part per million of chlorine you get from trichlor or dichloropucks, you automatically add 0.6 parts per million of CYA to your water. The chlorine gets used up by the sun and the organics in the pool, but the CYA, it stays behind forever. If you're constantly using these stabilized products, you are slowly but surely feeding CYA into your water, pushing your pool right over the edge into overstabilization.
Which brings us to the all-important Section 4, lowering CYA safely.
So, the crucial point is, how do we get rid of it once the level is just way too high? Brace yourself for this. There is no chemical that removes cyanuric acid. None. Zero. It only leaves when water leaves. The dilution is totally linear. That means if you need to drop your CYA levels by 25%, you have to physically replace exactly 25% of the water in your pool.
And since you have to replace water, you must use staged partial drain methods. The most critical one is the staged partial drain. You lower the water just 12 to 18 inches, refill it, let it circulate, and then repeat the cycle. Now, alternatively, you could hire a mobile reverse osmosis filtration service. They pull up a whole trailer, process your water through membranes to strip out the CYA, and return the same water without draining the pool at all. And sure, there's always natural dilution from heavy rain, backwashing your filter, or the kids splashing out a ton of water. But if you have a massive CYA spike, you absolutely must do those staged partial drains to prevent a total catastrophe.
Now, why must it be a staged partial drain? Why not just drain the whole thing? Because of the pop-out danger. Guys, this is genuinely terrifying. If you fully drain a pool shell, the groundwater hydrostatic pressure beneath it can literally float the entire empty concrete pool right out of the earth. This is a massive, massive risk in places with high water tables and porous oolitic limestone like down in the Florida Keys. Think about it. An empty pool shell is essentially just a giant, buoyant concrete boat. If you drain it completely, it will pop right out of the ground, crack down the middle, and become a total property loss. For sure, never fully drain your pool.
Okay, disaster averted. Let's hit Section 5, master your water testing.
Now let's bring this explainer home. To manage this really delicate balancing act, you've got to have the right tools. It is time to upgrade your tests. You really need to ditch those cheap, inaccurate test strips. They are notorious for poorly reading CYA. Instead, you want to invest in a DPD FAS titration drop kit. It counts drops and is incredibly accurate, down to 0.2 parts per million. Or you could grab a digital photometer. These actually use light wavelengths to measure the exact chemical levels in a sample vial, completely eliminating the human error of you trying to squint and guess subtle shades of pink.
Because really, the ultimate goal here is crystal clear, perfectly balanced water. By mastering the sunscreen paradox, you are doing so much more than just passing a water chemistry test. You stop wasting your hard-earned money on ineffective locked-up chlorine. You prevent those stubborn, gross algae blooms before they even start. And you guarantee that your backyard remains a beautiful, inviting place to swim all summer long.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative question to think about. Is your pool a refreshing oasis, or is it basically a chemical lockbox? Understanding cyanuric acid is literally the only key to unlocking that answer. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go grab your drop kit, head out to the backyard, and go test your water right now.